I'm Cynthia Izaguirre with your headlines from North Texas. After months of staying on the sidelines, President Trump just endorsed Ken Paxton for U.S. Senate, with early voting already underway. The president promised an endorsement less than 24 hours after the primary election back in March, but 2 months passed without one. It came Tuesday as voting is already happening and as Ken Paxton was campaigning on his home turf of Cornyn County.
It is so good to be here. I guess I'm a little late. I was waiting on a little announcement. Did y'all see that? But I'm so honored to have President Trump's endorsement. His endorsement, in my opinion, is the most significant endorsement in my lifetime.
In the March 3rd primary, Cornyn got more votes than Paxton, but not enough to avoid a runoff. The next day, the president said whoever he did not endorse should drop out. 2 months later, Cornyn is still campaigning, and here's what he said in Lubbock after the endorsement.
I believe that in terms of our success in November, that Ken Paxton would be an albatross around the neck of our candidates and would likely lose to James Tallarico. I think we've come too far and worked too hard to risk that.
Cornyn also said he had not spoken with the president Tuesday, but it's the people of Texas who choose their senator. You heard Cornyn mention Democratic candidate James Tallarico, now a state rep. Tallarico said of the endorsement, quote, "It doesn't matter who wins this runoff. We already know who we're running against, the millionaire mega donors and their corrupt political system." This is setting up to be one of the most intriguing runoff election nights in Texas history. Either Cornyn, who's held elected office in Texas since 1984, sees his political career come to an end, or a Trump endorsement fails. Now the election is now 1 week away. Tens of thousands of voters have already cast a ballot in North Texas. On Monday, more than 7,000 people voted early in both Denton and Collin counties. Nearly 12,000 people cast a ballot in Tarrant County and another 13,000 in Dallas. If you have not cast your vote yet, our digital team compiled a list of resources online. You can find everything you need to know on WFAA.com/vote. Now to a developing story involving Rashee Rice. As of Tuesday, the Kansas City Chiefs receiver is in the Dallas County Jail. Tiffany Liu explains why he'll spend weeks behind bars.
It all came into the newsroom this afternoon. Kansas City Chief and former SMU star Rashee Rice is now serving a 30-day sentence in jail. This was part of his probation, but according to the Dallas County District Attorney, his time starts now after he tested positive for THC, a violation of his probation. It was in March 2024. Police say Rice was in Dallas speeding in his Lamborghini on North Central Expressway when he hit a wall, causing a chain reaction crash involving multiple cars. Police say he left the scene without rendering aid that day. Last July, Rice pleaded guilty to racing on the highway causing bodily injury and another charge for collision causing serious injury. Part of the agreement was 5 years of probation and 30 days of jail time. The judge also ordered him to pay more than $115,000 in restitution to the victims. Rice was booked just before 12:30 this afternoon, according to Dallas County jail records. The DA says he will be released on June 16th. It means he will miss some team organized activities and mandatory mini camp with the Chiefs, and his team has declined to comment on this case. Back to you.
A driver is facing multiple charges after driving his Tesla into Grapevine Lake. Take a look. You can see the Cybertruck going into the lake Monday night. Police say the driver did it intentionally to test out the truck's wade mode feature. The truck eventually stopped working, forcing him and a passenger to get out. The Grapevine Fire Department had to be called in to hoist the truck from the water, and police arrested the driver for several safety violations. In case you're wondering, Tesla's Cybertruck manual says the wade feature only works in less than 3 feet of water.
You know, over the years, I have found some really interesting and/or scary items out metal detecting in the lake. Today was the most scariest moment I ever had in my life. I got a big signal, a lot of iron in it, but I just wanted to find out what it was. I'm standing far away. I know you can't see that very well, but there's a pipe bomb sitting on the rocks, guys.
You just heard the voice of a man who says he's thankful to be alive after he removed the bomb himself. Luke Clary reports from Lake Lewisville on why the explosive could have been there in the first place.
The great outdoors.
Or something. I don't know what this one is. This one's...
And a game of chance.
This is big.
Mike Ryder's favorite hobby combines the two.
Another bottle cap.
But what he found at Louisville Lake this week shook him.
It took me hours just to stop shaking afterwards. It was top 3 scariest moments in my life.
He found it in waist-deep water.
Big signal in the water. I start kicking it into my metal scoop. When I pulled up, that's when I saw the pipe bomb. It's 100% a pipe bomb.
He brought it to shore.
Holy crap.
And pulled out his camera while waiting for first responders to arrive. The Louisville police and fire departments responded quickly and determined that this was, in fact, a pipe bomb. They called in the Denton Bomb Squad. They cordoned off the area and blew it up.
You felt the concussion through your whole body, just boom.
Louisville police say these types of devices have been used to kill fish for an easy catch, even though it's highly illegal. And Ryder says just wrong.
Why the heck are there bombs in a park? So yeah, angry is an understatement.
As he reflects, the chances of finding it and the risk he took taking it out will stay with him. Not that it was easy and
or smart. It was pretty stupid. And I just knew I needed to get it out of the water so the police can access it and they can determine what to do with it after that. Leaving it in the water was not going to happen.
At Louisville Lake, I'm Luke Clary.
A homeless military veteran had to make a heartbreaking decision to give up his dog to ensure he got the best care. As Kevin Reese shows us, that dog is now joining a very special family.
It's all good. I'm coming in a second. Jake, come here.
A dog named Jake greeted me before I could even walk into Fort Worth Fire Station 8. A dog with a remarkably sad, but also very hopeful story to tell. The station at West Rosedale and 12th Avenue is like most, with a safe place sign outside where moms in crisis can surrender a newborn. But Saturday morning, firefighters heard cries outside.
They went out to the front door and there's a dog tied to the flagpole with a note on him.
The handwritten note told a heartbreaking story, a 65-year-old veteran challenging if this really was a safe place. He was homeless on the streets for 20 months. He wanted a better life for his dog. I have nothing but my baby Jake, he wrote. If you have a soul and really care about helping babies, please help my baby. The firefighters did help Jake. He's their adopted station dog now, and a friendly one at that.
Of course. Thank you so much. Don't tell me where that tongue has been.
But what about the homeless veteran named Tom?
Yeah, we have about 528 camps that we actively monitor.
Fort Worth's homeless outreach Hope team found him at his camp, took him Tuesday to get him medical checkups.
No veteran should ever be homeless anywhere in the United States.
And today the nonprofit Operation Texas Strong gifted him an RV and found an RV park that he'll be able to call home instead.
We're not government funded. We are private funded, but we're not rich, but we're blessed.
It's still extremely sad that he had to surrender his pup. Tom was blown away by the amount of help he was getting.
The homeless veteran, who wants to remain anonymous for now, gets his new home on Wednesday. Jake, meanwhile, looks happy in his new home.
That's great. He's being showered with love.
Love in a safe place his owner was hoping they both would find. In Fort Worth, I'm Kevin Reese.
And those are your headlines from North Texas.